This is Jarrod Horak, and this is my latest handicapping video. And in this video, I'm going to analyze the Grade 1 Pegasus World Cup at Gulfstream Park. That race will be run Saturday, January 27th, 2024. If you're interested in my full card analysis at St. Anita Park, head on over to my personal website, therunawayhorse.com. And each day Santa Anita runs, you'll find my Santa Anita Park full cards. And for Pegasus World Cup Day, if you purchase my Santa Anita Park full card, I'll also include the last 6 stakes races on that Pegasus World Cup program at Gulfstream Park. So you're going to get the Santa Anita full card, 6 bonus races from Gulfstream, double, pick 3, pick 4, pick 5, pick 6 tickets, wagering strategies for each race. So head on over to therunawayhorse.com for more details. And if you want to read my Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks reports, head on over to todaysracingdigest.com. And when you get to the digest homepage at the top near the left, you're going to see a Kentucky Derby tab. Click on that Kentucky Derby tab. It will take you over to the Digest Derby page, and there you will find my Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oaks reports. And now we'll get into the analysis of this video. But before I do, if you want to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content. And we're going to do the 13th race at Gulfstream Park for Saturday, January 27th. This is the Grade 1 $3 million Pegasus World Cup, 4-year-olds and up, mile and an eighth on the main track. Scheduled post time 5:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Breaking from the inside post, Nimitz class. This one for trainer George Weaver. Edgard Zayas is aboard, and he's 20-1 morning line. This one is very consistent. He typically goes out there and runs a quality race. He's 11 for 21 lifetime. He has 4 seconds and a third. He's banked more than $700,000. In 2023, he ran 9 times, 5 wins, 3 seconds and a third. So in that top 3 in all 9 of his starts. And in 2022, he was 6 for 11 with a runner-up finish. He's run twice at a mile and an eighth with a win and a runner-up finish. For him, he should be forwardly placed, saving all the ground, but class is going to be the big question. He won a couple of stakes races at Laurel Park last year. He actually won 3 consecutive stakes races there. And then he won an allowance race at Park. So then he was second in the Grade 3 Salvatore Mile at Monmouth. In the deputed testimony at Laurel, he was second. And then he was second in a state-bred stakes race at Parks. And then he won the Parks Dirt Mile. And then in his last start at Parks in the stakes race, he was third, beaten 10 lengths. So I like his post position. I like his running style. I like his consistency. I just think he's up against it from a class standpoint. O'Connor is number 2 in here for trainer Safi Joseph Jr. with Paco Lopez aboard this one. And his morning line price is 8-1. So for this horse, he likes to rally from off the pace. He's 12 for 27 with 7 seconds and 3/3. He's another one that's fairly consistent. He's banked more than $700,000 as well, but he seems to have a bit more class than the inside horse because he exits back-to-back graded stakes wins. And he's one that ran in the Pegasus World Cup last year. He was 11th, beaten 20 lengths. But then after that, he had much better luck. He was a close second in the Ghost Sapper Stakes at Gulfstream. Then he was third in the Grade 3 West Virginia Governor Stakes at Mountaineer. He was second in the Grade 2 Charlestown Classic, 5th in the Grade 2 Woodward behind Zandon. And then the Grade 2 Fayette, he was my top choice there at 5-1. And he was able to win by a head over Il Miracolo, who's also in this race. And then the Grade 3 Harlan's Holiday, he was my top choice in that race last time at Gulfstream. And he was able to rally from 6th place in the 10-horse field. And he got up and he won by a neck. Distance isn't going to give him an issue. He has 5 starts with 2 wins a second. He's a 2-time winner at Gulfstream. He's going to need some pace help, but I can see him lurking in mid-pack, saving some ground and trying to make an impact in the stretch. Dynamic One likes to rally from off the pace. This one's 4 for 14 overall with 3 seconds and a third. This one is a 6-year-old son of Union Rags for trainer Todd Pletcher. Irad Ortiz Jr. is the pilot. And in his last race, an optional claiming race, a 1-turn mile at Gulfstream, he was 5th in a 7-horse field. Prior to that, the Grade 1 Jockey Club Gold Cup, he was 6th, beaten 8 lengths. He did win the Grade 2 Suburban. That race was at Belmont last summer, and he was the favorite there, and he was able to win by a nose. And he won the Blaine Stakes at a mile and an eighth, a non-graded event at Churchill Downs last year as well. So he's one that he's hit the board in some stakes races as well. The Ben Ali Stakes, a Grade 3 at Keeneland, he was second. The Challenger, a Grade 3 at Tampa Bay, he was third there. The Wood Memorial, when he was a 3-year-old, he was 15-1, and he was second behind his stablemate, a long shot stablemate there, just missing by a head. And he was in the Kentucky Derby in 2021. He ran 18th in a 19-horse field. So he does have at least some graded class, but I still think this graded field is probably a little bit too tough for him. Hoist the Gold could be the key to this race because last time he was aggressively handled under John Velasquez in the Grade 2 Cigar Mile, a one-turn mile in the mud last time out. That was at Aqueduct. And on that program, that muddy sealed track, 10 races were run that day. 7 horses went wire to wire, including Hoist the Gold. He had post 11 in a 12-horse field. Johnny V knew that that was a speed favoring track, and he knew what to do there. And he got this one right out there. He dueled early. He got clear. He opened up by 5 lengths, and he coasted home, winning by more than 4 lengths. A good effort there over a speed favoring wet track. And based on how he ran last time, you have to think that they're going to want to go. Now, this is his longest race to date so far. He hasn't run at a mile and an eighth yet. He was typically running in some shorter races. He won the Grade 2 Phoenix at 6 furlongs at Keeneland last year, and then also that Cigar Mile, a one-turn mile. So now he's going to go 2 turns here. He's got post 4. He's the inside speed, and I think that they're going to want to try to get out there and set the pace. Trademark is the next one for trainer Vicky Oliver, and he's 6 for 22, 3 seconds and a third. He's banked more than $1 million. He hasn't run at Gulfstream, but he has run 5 times at a mile and an eighth with 2 wins and a runner-up finish. Last time, he upset First Mission. That race was in the Clark at a mile and an eighth at Churchill, and he stuck the pace, and he won by a nose, and those 2 were more than 5 lengths clear of show finisher Miracolo. So that was a good effort there. Before that, in the Fayette, he was 7th, beaten 13 lengths. But in the Grade 2 Lucas Classic, he was second by a head. The Grade 3 Philip Island, second by a half length. He won a little race at Horseshoe Indy last year, a $100,000 race. So he's won that. And then also the Grade 3 Salvatore Mile, he was third. So he's had some success in the graded ranks. And that was a nice upset win last time. He'll probably be at least 13-1 again in here, just like he was last time. He'll work out a good trip, but he's probably going to have to run a little bit better here. Senor Buscador, he's your late thread in this race. He's number 6 in here. He's 6 for 16 with a runner-up finish and 2 show finishes. He's one that really likes to get involved late, and he's definitely at the mercy of the pace. He won the Grade 3 ACAC at Churchill Downs in 2022. That was a one-turn mile. He was in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile later that year, and he was a well-beaten 8th. And then he won a little stakes race at Sunland in his first start of 2023 by 4 lengths. The Oaklawn Handicap, he was 4th. The Gold Cup at Santa Anita, he was 5th. And then he got a graded stakes win in the Grade 2 San Diego at Del Mar over the summer. That was a nice effort. He rallied from 11 lengths back. He went last to first in that 9-horse field. The Pacific Classic, that Grade 1 race, Arabian Night, was able to win that one. And he rallied, this one rallied from last place to finish 4th. And he was only a length behind show finisher Slow Down Andy. Slow Down Andy came back and defeated Senor Buscador in the Grade 1 Awesome Again Stakes. And Senor Buscador rallied for 3rd place there. In the Breeders' Cup Classic, he was 7th of 12. And then last time in that Cigar Mile, he was last, 12th and last, 10 lengths back early, and he was able to rally to finish 2nd. Now, I thought that was a decent effort considering the speed-favoring wet track, and Hoist the Gold, the winner there, went all the way, and Senor Buscador was able to make up nice ground and finish a clear 2nd. So he is 0 for 3 at the distance, but I'm not too concerned. He can run a distance of ground. It's just all about the pace. If he can get enough pace help, he will be finishing. Probably best used underneath. National Treasure is your 9-5 morning line favorite, and he's run 10 times, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2 third-place finishes. He's never run at Gulfstream, and he's 0 for 2 at a mile and an eighth. He's one that wants to get to the front. He got to the front in his career debut at Del Mar, September of 2022, at 6.5 furlongs, and he wired the field. And then he hit the board in some stakes races. He was 2nd in the Grade 1 American Pharoah, 3rd in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and they were in 2022. And then in 2023, the Grade 3 Sham Stakes, he was 3rd, beaten a length. The Santa Anita Derby, he was 4th. And then the Preakness Stakes, he was my top choice there, just based on pace. And he was able to get out there from the inside post and control that pace and win by a head over Blazing Sevens. Kentucky Derby winner Mage was 3rd. And then the Belmont Stakes, he set the pace, but it was too far for him. He couldn't go a mile and a half, and he weakened to finish 6th at a 9-horse field. In the Travers Stakes, he didn't make the lead. He stalked and weakened to finish 5th. The Grade 1 Awesome again. He stalked, he couldn't get the lead, and he finished 4th. The Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile, he made the lead. He had a clear lead, but Cody's Wish ran him down. He missed by a nose, and he was clearly second best. So for this one, he's definitely going to need to get the lead. And Flavien Prat rode him well last time. He got him out there, 22-2, 46, 109. So the two main speed horses in here, obviously, and the horse he has to really deal with in the early going, looks like Hoist the Gold. So if National Treasure can get out there, he can last a long way. If he doesn't make the lead, he could be in deep water. First Mission, very consistent and lightly raced, son of Street Sense. He's run 5 times, 3 wins, 2 seconds. I've always liked this one. He was second in his career debut. That was February of 2023. And then in his second career start, he stretched out, and at 30 cents on the dollar, he romped after chasing from second. I made him my top choice in the Grade 3 Lexington Stakes. They bet him down to be the favorite there, and he was able to catch Arabian Lion and win that one. Arabian Lion was a next out stakes winner, and First Mission was supposed to run in the Preakness Stakes. He had to scratch out of that race, and so he didn't return from April last year till October. And in an optional claiming race at Keeneland, it was a slow early, fast late event, and he stalked, and he was able to win by a neck in a race he needed as the favorite. Runner-up Command Performance was a next out winner, and then First Mission came back in the Grade 2 Clark at Churchill at 1 mile and 1/8, and he dueled on the lead. He had the lead by a length, but he couldn't hold off Trademark, clearly second best. So I thought that was a good effort because if you look at his overall form there, that was only his second start after a long layoff, and he was just getting back into the stakes ranks there. So now they've been pointing to this race. He seems to be training forwardly, 2 bullet workouts at Fairgrounds for this. His tactical speed should serve him well. Grand Aspen is next for trainer Todd Pletcher. This one's only run 8 times, 2 wins, 3 seconds, and a third. 1 second place finish at Gulfstream. That was in the Harlan's Holiday Stakes when he battled on the pace and missed by a neck. O'Connor beat him there. And then he's 1 for 1 at this distance. His win at this distance, an off-the-turf race at Churchill Downs on November 24th, entry-level allowance race, he won that one easily by 3 lengths. So Jose Ortiz got to know him last time. He has some early pressing speed, and look for him to be chasing the pace. He'll be close to the pace. And he did earn improved speed ratings in his last couple, but he's going to have to step up in class and step up his game a bit. Bill Miracolo, he's one that really struggled in the stakes ranks earlier in his career. He's 3 for 16 overall with 5 seconds and 2/3. He's run 9 times at Gulfstream, 2 wins and 3 seconds, and 6 times at the distance, no wins, 2 seconds and 2/3. Javier Castellano will get aboard. So if you like this one, probably best used underneath. He really struggled in some stakes races. He was well beaten in the Grade 3 Holy Bull, Fountain of Youth, and Florida Derby last year. And then in the Belmont Stakes, he was 7th, beaten 15 lengths. And then he turned his form around. Restricted Curlin Stakes, he finished 2nd at 15-1 odds. Grade 3 Smarty Jones, a prep for the Pennsylvania Derby at Parks. He won that one by 3 lengths. And then in the Pennsylvania Derby, Saudi Crown, Dreamlike were 1-2. And this one ended up finishing 3rd at 25-1. The Grade 2 Fayette, he was 2nd by a head. O'Connor beat him there. And then the Grade 2 Clark, he was 3rd behind Trademark and First Mission. So he's got at least enough positional speed to probably sit in mid-pack. Not a great post, but just based on his overall form, he handles Gulfstream, he handles the distance, and he's in decent form. He's hit the board multiple races in a row now, and I would expect that he's one that you can use underneath. Crupi is next for trainer Todd Pletcher. This is a son of Curlin. He's run 12 times, 4 wins, 2 seconds, and 3/3. He's 7 starts at the distance, 3 wins and a second. This is his first try at Gulfstream. He won the Queens County, that was at Aqueduct last time out at 1 mile and 1/8, and he rallied from 6th in an 8-horse field to win that one by a neck. Prior to that, Discovery at 1 mile and 1/8 at Aqueduct, he won that one as well. So coming off back-to-back wins, this one's always been highly regarded. He's one that was running in stakes races as a maiden last year. In the Risen Star Stakes, he was 7th. At the Grade 2 Wood Memorial, he was 9th. So he was still a maiden, and then they dropped him back into maiden company after that in July, and he broke his maiden, and then he won an entry-level allowance race. He was 5th in the PA Derby, and then those back-to-back wins that I just mentioned. Handles the distance. We'll see how he handles the track. Frankie Dettori's going to ride. He has a bullet workout for this, and he'll try to get involved from off the pace from a tough post. Skippylongstocking. This one is 6 for 20 with 2 seconds and 4/3. He's 3 for 9 at Gulfstream with a second and a third. 7 starts at this 1.125 distance, 3 wins, a second and a third. Good distance for him. He has some class. In the Belmont Stakes of 2022, he was third that day. The West Virginia Derby, he won that one. And then the Pennsylvania Derby, he ended up finishing ninth, beating 15 lengths. He ended 2022 with a win in the Harlan's Holiday Stakes. And then he ran in this race last year. He was 7th in a 12-horse field, racing wide. You got to think he's going to be racing wide again here. Then he won the Grade 3 Challenger. In the Ben Ali Stakes, he was 5th. He ended up finishing 2nd in the Cornhusker. And then he won the Grade 2 Charlestown Classic. Wet, fast, speed-favoring track. He got out there and controlled the pace and won it easily. Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. He chased the pace. He ended up finishing an okay third. He was more than 6 lengths clear of the rest. Decent effort there. So for this one, tough post. This field probably going to be a bit too much for him from that post for him to work out some kind of trip in here. But he does handle the course and distance, and he's got at least some class. Then you have your also eligible Castle Chaos. He's 3 for 13 with 3 seconds and 4 thirds. This will be his first start at Gulfstream and first start at the distance if he gets in. In that Cigar Mile last time out, he was 32 to 1. He ended up finishing third in that 12-horse field. Just did grab third there. Decent effort. If he gets in, he's marooned out in the outside post. He's a stalker, and he would end up having some trouble working out a decent trip. So looking at this race, I think it really does come down to how it's going to play out right out of the gate. I think if you see Hoist the Gold aggressively handled, and then also National Treasure aggressively handled, those two could set it up for a stalking type. National Treasure seems like he needs the lead because both of his wins, he went wire to wire. But he has stalked the pace before, so if Hoist the Gold is intent on the lead, maybe they're going to try the stalk. But I think National Treasure's best chance to win is to get out there and control the pace. And I'm not sure Hoist the Gold can go this far. So my scenario here is that the pace is going to be honest enough that I'm looking for a horse that's going to be perched in a good tactical position. And that horse is going to be number 8, First Mission, as my top choice. He's lightly raced. He has a ton of upside. Very highly regarded. He won that Lexington Stakes last year. He was going to be considered one of the top contenders for the Preakness, but he had to scratch. They restarted his 3-year-old campaign in the fall. Had that nice optional claiming win off of a layoff. That was the springboard to the Grade 2 Clark, and he ran a decent race in the Clark. Only his 5th career start there, and first start against Oder, and he just missed by a nose, and he was well clear of the rest. He's not going to be dueling on the lead in here. He's comfortable stalking. I think he's going to sit the same kind of trip he did in the Lexington in his optional claiming win, just hovering right behind the front runners, waiting to pounce at the top of the stretch, maybe getting the jump on the closers in here. So First Mission is going to be my top choice in the Grade 1 Pegasus World Cup. And my top 4 horses that I'm going to use in this race, my top 4 are 8, 2, 6, and 7. We're going to make a win wager on the 8. We're going to play an exacta. We're going to use the 7 and 8 National Treasure. Is the 7, and First Mission the 8, and we're going to key those two on top of an exacta, and we're going to put in the second position number 2 O'Connor, and then number 6 Senor Buscador, and then a trifecta. I'm going to key number 8 on top in here. That's First Mission. We're going to put all in second, and then we're going to key the 2 and 6 in third. So those wagering strategies: number 8 to win, exacta 7-8 over the 2-6, and then a trifecta 8 with all with 2-6. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this horse racing content. And I'll be back next week with some more Road to the Derby and Oaks videos on my Oaks and Derby video series. Every time they run an Oaks or Derby points race, I cover those on my YouTube channel. So keep checking for that. I'll go over to todaysracingdigest.com to check out all of my Oaks and Derby articles, and then at the runawayhorse.com to purchase my Santa Anita full cards. And that will wrap up this video. And until I see you next time, good luck at the races. Good luck in that Pegasus World Cup. Hope you cash some tickets.